Right, these are the only DJI Mini 3 Pro LUTs you're ever gonna need.
Right, this is it. This is what you've been waiting for. The DJI Mini 3 Pro LUTs. Filters. They're gonna change the game. They're gonna make you edit faster, cleaner, and better. You're gonna be the mud's nuts. If you wanna pop your footage, this is the filter for you. If you wanna make it more natural, plug and play is the one to go for. And if you wanna go black and white, this is absolutely stunning. It looks like classic old Kodak. You're gonna love it.
So, what is a LUT? A LUT is a lookup table, which is basically, simply put, a digital filter for your footage. All of these are made for the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and they're all made for the D-Cinelike color profile, because it's basically as flat as you can get. And it's flat because later on, in your editing software, you can color grade it, get a little bit more out of it. Using my LUTs, well, you don't have to color grade. You basically have perfectly awesome looking footage straight away. I have 2 packs. You can get them as a bundle, but the first one is plug and play, so it's really simple. You get a normal, natural LUT, which will make your footage just look like it's been edited perfectly. Everything, you put it on, and you're like, whoa, I'm done. You get one called Pop. As you saw, it adds a little bit more contrast, makes things look really fairy tale-like. And you get a black and white one because I love black and white. So those are the kind of free base LUTs that you can work with, and everything looks good at 100%. If it doesn't, you can dial it down a little bit. There will be a plugin for Final Cut Pro from Motion VFX down below, which you can download. It's free, and you can use the slider to, get it to 100, 50, 60, 80%. The black and white one needs to be at 100%, or everything will look a little bit desaturated and not real black and white. The next pack is the cinematic pack, and it is stylized. So I've got 12 LUTs in there, and they're all gonna be a little bit different to one another. They're made for different types of footage, and no, they can't all be used at 100%. They can't be used for every single scenario you have out there. You're gonna have to dial them in a little bit just to make things look good. Sometimes you might have something in the morning, you might have something in the evening, you might have something in bright full sunlight, you might have different colors. So 12 LUTs right there will help you get really nice stylized cinematic footage for different projects, vanity projects, whatever you guys are doing.
Creepy, green light. This will add some alien type shit to your footage. It is crazy. Set me on fire. It's gonna really change your footage, and I would go easy on the sliders here, but it's got a beautiful character to it. Too late frozen. This is no doubt the most natural one. It's a bit of a bleach bypass, so a lot of contrast and a little bit of desaturation, but it is stunning. September sun is very cool, and by cool I mean it's going to bring in a lot of blues, a lot of cyans, and it's really going to pop your footage, especially during the evenings. Less than zero. Less than zero is quite a warm filter. It's pretty natural. It's got a bit of contrast, and it ups the shadows. You can buy these off my website. Background. This basically is just pissing all over your image. It's giving it a very warm, peachy kind of tone. It'll warm anything up that you've got. I never have sales, not even at Christmas. Burnt flowers. This is quite a funky one. I've set it at about 70% here, but it brings in a lot of purples into your image. Wolf Moon is no doubt one of my favorite. It's definitely very bluish, it's got very cold tones, and it's got a lot of contrast. Cinnamon Girl. Ooh, this is no doubt my favorite one, especially out there. It turns everything into the Grand Canyon. Oh yeah. Bloody Kisses is quite a strong one, and it basically turns everything a little bit bloody, so there's a lot of reds in there, especially in the shadows. Be careful with that one. Red Water is your kind of 70s Polaroid kind of look, so be gentle, go easy on that slider. And Black Number One, This is absolutely breathtaking. It really pumps up those blues, pulls down the darks, and makes everything warm.
Before I go any further, filters. Freewell filters, make sure you have filters just so you're filming with the 180-degree rule to get your footage looking really nice and cinematic. The filter that comes with the drone is quite big, and you can take it off, put it to one side, and pick up the Freewell filters. Now, I like the CPLs, but I mainly use the standard ones, if I have to be honest. And if you pick up the UV filter, which you can use during the night because these might be a little bit dark for nighttime, the actual UV filter will fit in the case. The original one won't, and that will just really piss you off. So pick up the UV filter, it's pretty cheap, and it's pretty sexy. It's just a piece of glass. And it'll fit in here when you're flipping around, you know, your ND16, 32, 64, so you won't have to get upset that the case doesn't close, because I've been really upset because of that. So, how do we use these filters? Well, it's really simple. I'm going to show you on Final Cut Pro, but you can use it on basically any editing software that accepts .cube files. .cube file is the LUT file, so the lookup table filter. If we go into Final Cut Pro and open up 3 files, they're really simple. One with a mountain, one with a lake, and one with like crazy rocky mountains at dusk. It's all a little bit different to each other. So, on the footage, what you're going to have to do is go into your effects browser, find MLUT that you've downloaded by now, and pull it over onto your footage. In the video inspector, it's going to pop up and you're going to see it right there. Really easy stuff. Load custom LUT. So I've got plug and play loaded, and you can change the intensity. That is 100%. You have edited footage right there, and it works on everything. It looks great. It's very natural color. If we use pop, it's really gonna pop. I mean, look at that. 0, that is D-Cinelike right there with nothing happening. 100%. I mean, those mountains, I mean, it's like it's coming out at you. So once again, plug and play. It's more natural, it's cleaner, whereas the pop really, you know, it hits you in the face. We can go with the Tri-X 400, which is basically, like I said, if you go down, it's going to look desaturated. If you go to 100%, it's real black and white, and you can change the levels here. So if you want a bit more shadow, if you want a bit more highlights, you can do that. You can even go in to your color wheels and change it yourself. I mean, it's simple stuff to do, and it really does change your footage a lot. Say if we go in to this right here, this beautiful lake, and we have black #1 from the cinematic pack. And if we go into 100%, it gets a little bit crazy. So if we pull it down a bit, you can see it's already stylized, and it looks completely different from the Cinelike. And we can change it. We can, for example, let's see, cinematic LUT, and let's go into red water. It's gonna get crazy. I mean, these LUTs, like I said, they're stylized. They're meant for changing your footage to look very different in different scenarios. And Wolf Moon is pretty cool. Wolf Moon has got this kind of really nice look to it. It's kind of a teal and orange kind of thing going on. So if we go into the mounted shot and load one of my favorite LUTs, Cinnamon Girl, you're gonna see let me just slide it all the way up. Look at that. That just looks incredible, and even at 100%. Now, if we load creepy green light, look what happens to the sky. I mean, it just pops. It really stylizes your image, and you can really change it, flip it around. You don't have to have it 100%. It even looks cool, for example, at 60 compared to nothing. I mean, these LUTs will help you achieve a certain look in your footage. It will really raise your production level and, you know, just make things look pretty damn cool. You can get them as a bundle, or you can buy them separately on my website. Everything is linked down below. If you did like my video, give me a thumbs up. It really does help. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, because we're gonna get pretty cinematic with this guy. I mean, what he experienced last week flying in the wind, in the mountains there, I did not think was possible for such a small drone. It's a fantastic little drone. Thanks DJI, and catch you guys on the next one.
Graded. with Set Me on Fire. Only your imagination and a big set of balls is holding you back. Don't get held back. I worked in Tesco for a year. I should know. Go get your shot. I got mine.